Thank you for staying with us here on the Joy News channel. Quite interesting scenes have played out on the floor of Parliament today. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Babing, has been compelled to declare a 5-minute break. Currently, based on our checks, we know that leaders of both the majority and the minority in the House, they've gone into conclave just to decide the next line of action. The minority is having none of it, really, because they've raised concerns about the declaration of the Kpandai seat vacant. They have been chanting on the floor of Parliament clad in black, raising concerns that this is a subtle, agenda by the majority to ensure that the Mahama administration gets a third term. You could see there, they were raising different inscriptions there, just saying that we can see through your plans for a third term for the Mahama administration. Now, because of the concerns they've been raising on the floor of Parliament, it has been difficult for the Speaker of Parliament to control the House. We saw him earlier striking the gavel, just trying to call the minority to order because he gave the majority leader the opportunity to speak, but the minority will have none of that. They've been raising concerns about the declaration of the Kpandai seat vacant. We know that the NPP as a political party, they've released a statement. They are really raising concerns about the entire process that led to the declaration of that seat vacant. They say that it is catastrophical. We will be speaking to them shortly here on the Joy News channel just to get their concerns heard. The majority, we're told, is currently in conclave with the minority, trying to see how best cool heads can prevail. We've been engaging key members of both the minority and the majority. But let's just listen to Frank Anodompre. He raised concerns about the declaration of the Kpandai seat vacant, and he has tabled some of the key things the minority is demanding the Speaker of Parliament implement moving forward. Let's listen to him. We'll be right back.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to make this statement on a matter that strikes at the core of our constitutional order and the integrity of parliamentary democracy. Speaker, yesterday, the 8th of December 2025, you declared the Kpandai parliamentary seat vacant. Respectfully, this decision has generated a profound concern not only among members of this House. The Speaker, yesterday, 8th December 2025, you declared the Kpandai parliamentary seat vacant. Respectfully,
Honorable Member, are you coming under a matter of urgent public importance?
It is so, Speaker.
You did not say so.
Speaker, I did. I did that. I'm fortified under 93(1). I did.
Honorable members, order. Can we all look at order 93(1)? By the indulgence of the House and leave of the Speaker, a member may explain a matter of personal nature or make a statement on a matter of urgent public importance at the time appointed for statement under order 67. So, Honorable Member, if it is not a normal statement, you said you want to vary the order of business to take statement, and you are coming under order 93, you need the leave of the House and the leave of the Speaker.
Speaker, we have precedents in this House. We have precedents in this House. Speaker,
Honorable members
Speaker,
of the minority, honorable members of the minority, when I give the floor to your leader and your leader is speaking and have not granted the floor to any other person, it doesn't lie in your mouth to say, sit down, sit down. So your leader is on the floor and he must be respected to speak.
Speaker, the practice, I can speak?
Please, you have the floor.
Yeah. So, Speaker, yesterday, the 8th of December 2025, you declared the Kpandai parliamentary seat vacant. Respectfully, this decision has generated profound concern not only among members of this House, but across the nation because of its apparent inconsistency with the binding procedural rules governing the effects of application for stay of execution. Speaker, it is now threats that where an application for stay of execution is pending for determination, any proceeding for execution of the judgment shall be stayed for the period. The Speaker, this is why the event of 24th November 2025 are so important. On that day, you delivered a ruling in response to an application from the Majority Chief Whip, requesting that the Kpandai seat be declared vacant. Speaker, in your own reasoning, you recorded clearly and publicly relying on these very procedural rules and affirmed this binding nature. This same inconsistency was seen in the Honorable James Kwasi matter during the 8th Parliament, where you strongly maintain that Parliament must not act while a stay of application is pending. Speaker, with respect, the question that naturally arises is, why has the principle changed? What explains
Well, let me take you now live to Parliament. The Speaker has resumed his seat. Let's cross over live.
Oi. You are right. Yes, more than 1 hour. And I think it's proper and is the law that the majority leader be heard. Then I, as the presiding officer, will have my say by giving a ruling on the matter. That is the situation. I can't do anything apart from that. Please, Leader of the House. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issues before this House have to do with a letter written by the clerk of the Parliament to the Electoral Commission dated 4 December 2025. In the letter, the clerk, Ebenezer Ehuma Jetro, had written to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, and it reads, occurrence of vacancy in the membership of Parliament. And it said, in exercise of the powers conferred and the duty imposed on the clerk to Parliament by Article 112, Clause 5, as amended, of the occurrence of a vacancy in the membership of Parliament, occasioned by the order of the High Court, Tamale, for a rerun of the Kpandai Parliamentary elections, given on the 24th day of November 2025. This notification is pursuant to the service of a court order on the clerk to Parliament as the fourth respondent in the suit numbered NR/HC/E13/22 order on the clerk to Parliament as the fourth respondent in the suit numbered NR/HC/E13/22/25. Accordingly, notice is hereby given. Mr. Speaker, on the strength of this communication from the clerk to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, the minority today, this morning, made a statement pursuant to the provisions on statements on urgent public matters. Mr. Speaker, when the minority chief whip made the statement, he demanded that the clerk be made to withdraw the letter he has written to the Electoral Commission. Mr. Speaker, I was not in the chamber at the time that the statement was made by the minority chief whip. I came in and I saw that the majority chief whip was on his feet and the members of the minority were on their feet behaving the very way that they are behaving now. And so I then urged the minority to allow for comments to be made, but they persisted behaving the way that they are behaving right now. Mr. Speaker, they continued behaving this way until the first deputy speaker, who was presiding, decided to get up on his feet to try and then bring order in the House. Mr. Speaker, he stood for a very long time and they did not. They continued conducting themselves in the manner that they are conducting themselves now. And so the first deputy speaker took a short suspension and invited the leadership to conclave. When we went into conclave, the minority leadership refused to show up. They refused to show up, and subsequently, Honorable Habib came and said he had been mandated by the leadership to represent them in conclave. So in conclave, we tried to discuss the situation and to find out exactly what the problem was. It turned out, Mr. Speaker, that they said on the 4th, on Thursday, 27th of November, 2025, you had given a ruling regarding the rerun of the Kpandai Parliamentary elections. And in your ruling, according to them, you had indicated that if the member for Kpandai exercised his rights to appeal, then that exercise of the right to appeal against the High Court decision will act as a stay on the execution of the orders or the judgment of the court. So the member for Kpandai had gone to file an appeal and had also filed an application for stay. And so, according to them, having acted on your indications in the chamber, they felt that the decision to allow the clerk to write to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission was not in good faith, and that was the basis of their objection. I listened to them, and so I called for the records, and I was given the Hansard, which captures exactly what you said on Thursday, 27th of November 2025. And Mr. Speaker, I want to read excerpts of your ruling and where they are basing their claims on, and then my responses to them. Mr. Speaker, you indicated on that day that honorable members, on Tuesday, 25th November 2025, the Legal Services Office of the House was served with an order from the Tamale High Court directed at the clerk to Parliament. Per the order, the court had ordered the second respondent, that is the Electoral Commission, to rerun the Kpandai parliamentary election within 30 days. Honorable members, this order arises out of the election petition filed by Daniel Nsal Wakwal, challenging the declaration of the Electoral Commission of Matthew Yindam as Member of Parliament elect for the Kpandai constituency pursuant to the Kpandai parliamentary elections held on 7 December 2025. Honourable members, the effect of the order, to my understanding, is that the Electoral Commission is to conduct a rerun election within 30 days, implying that the original declaration of Honourable Matthew Yindam as the winner of the parliamentary election is invalid, and the member is no longer a member of Parliament. I, however, bring to the attention of the House the provisions of the Court of Appeal Rules 1997 CI 19 as amended in the Court of Appeal Rules of 2020 CI 132 Rule 27.3, and it provides as follows, and I quote, "There shall be a stay of execution of the judgment or decision appealed against for a period of 7 days immediately following the giving of notice of the judgment or decision." This rule appears mandatory in 8 terms and applies in every High Court decision capable of appeal. The Supreme Court in Mensa and Ghana Commercial Bank 2005 to 2006 Supreme Court of Ghana Law Reports on page 288 held that any execution commenced before the expiry of this 7-day period is premature and void. The Court of Appeal reaffirmed this position in Clenham Construction Limited and Falcon Crest Investment Limited and others, 7 April 2022, emphasizing that the purpose of the statutory stay is to allow the losing party the opportunity to consider the judgment and determine whether to appeal or seek further relief. Justice Bar J.A. explained that the position of the law does, and I quote him, "The plain meaning, scope, and effect of Rule 27(3)(b) of CI 19 is that in respect of any ruling, judgment, or decision of the High Court of whatever description, in respect of which an appeal can be filed, and further, in respect of which an application for a stay of execution or proceedings could be filed, there shall operate a statutory stay of execution or proceedings for a period of 7 days. The apparent intent of the law is to enable the vanquished to ponder over and scrutinize the bona fides of the ruling, decision, or judgment in order to decide on whether or not to appeal. It is when a decision is made to appeal that an application can be made to the High Court under Rule 27(1)(a) of CI 19 or to this court under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19. Unquote. In this instance, the ruling of the Tamale High Court was delivered on 24th November 2025. The statutory 7-day stay, therefore, remains in force until 1st December 2025. During this period, the ruling of the High Court cannot form the basis for the Speaker to instruct the Clerk to Parliament to notify the Electoral Commission that the Kpandai seat is vacant. Mr. Speaker, you then added, in addition to the above, should Mr. Yindam exercise his right of appeal, such as an application under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19, it may impose a further suspension on the enforcement of the judgment until the application is determined by the appropriate court. This rule appears to prevent the subject matter of the appeal from being altered or prejudiced while the appeal processes are pending. Therefore, before the initial 7-day statutory stay, the filing of a stay application may yet introduce an additional layer that may prevent changes to the status of the honorable member within the meaning of Article 97 and 99 of the Constitution. The attention of the House is also brought to Article 105 of the 1992 Constitution, which provides that a person who sits or votes in Parliament knowing or having reasonable grounds for knowing that he is not entitled to do so commits an offense. It is crucial to emphasize that Article 105 is penal in nature. Should the honorable member know that he ought not to be in the chamber and he participates in the activities in the chamber. Honorable members, it is therefore premature to say that Mr. Matuyindam is disqualified from entering and participating in the proceedings of the House, because this period still falls within the 7-day mandatory stay of execution of the order. Honorable members, this is not a declaratory order. It is an executive order that was delivered by the High Court. And so the honorable member is right to have been in the House yesterday and to have participated in the proceedings. So, Speaker, so this is what you delivered, and the minority are basing their arguments on the part of your ruling, where you said, and I quote, in addition to the above, should Mr. Yindam exercise his right of appeal, such as an application under Rule 27(1)(b) of CI 19, it may impose a further suspension on the enforcement of the judgment until the application is determined by the appropriate court. This rule appears to prevent the subject matter of the appeal from being altered or prejudiced while the appeal processes are pending. So, Mr. Speaker, their argument is that you appear to have given a ruling that the member is entitled to stay as a member of this House, and also that if the member did file any process in the courts, by virtue of having filed the process, then the member's right to remain is further fortified until the matters are disposed of by the court where the application for stay of execution or even the appeal has been lodged. So I called for CI 19 and CI as amended by CI 132. Mr. Speaker, and I read CI 132.1 to them. And CI 132 says that the Court of Appeal Rules 1997, CI 19, referred to in this enactment as the principal enactment, is amended in Rule 27 by A, the substitution for Sub-Rule 1 of quote 1, an appeal shall not operate as a stay of execution under the judgment or decision appealed against unless the court otherwise orders on an application made to the court by motion on notice, unquote. Mr. Speaker, I referred my friends on the other side to this provision of CI 132 and tried to indicate to them that filing an appeal or even filing a motion on notice will not automatically serve as a stay of the execution of an order of a court. And so, in the absence of a substantive order by the court, the clerk was not stopped from communicating to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission under the Constitution, because the chairperson is also obliged under the Constitution to communicate within a certain time period. So, Mr. Speaker, I then urge on our colleagues on the other side that we should come back to the chamber and they can restate their position, and I will also state this position as I have stated it. And on the basis of our positions, then we can invite you as Speaker to come and then give a ruling whether it was appropriate or in keeping with the law for the Clerk of Parliament to write the letter that he wrote to the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, which I have already read to the chamber. Mr. Speaker, I think that it will be appropriate to read Article 112 of the Constitution so that we can see what informed the action of the Clerk of Parliament, to see whether the Clerk of Parliament is in error or also acting pursuant to a constitutional obligation. So, Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, let me read Article 1125 of the Constitution. 1125 of the Constitution says that whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament, the Clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred, and a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurs. Notwithstanding Clause 5 of this article, a by-election shall not be held within 3 months before the holding of a general election. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly the Constitution injuncts the Clerk of Parliament whenever a vacancy occurs in Parliament. The Clerk to Parliament shall notify the Electoral Commission in writing within 7 days after the vacancy occurred, and a by-election shall be held within 30 days after the vacancy occurred. So, Mr. Speaker, so if we take the records, we notice that on 27th November 2025, 24th November 2025, you had indicated in your ruling that the statutory 7 day stay, therefore, remains in force until 1st December 2025. So once the statutory 7 days was in force till 1st December 2025, it means that the obligation of the Clerk of Parliament will start counting on the 1st of December 2025. So within 7 days of December, the clerk was obliged constitutionally, pursuant to Article 1125, to notify the clerk. So on the 4th of December, the clerk wrote to the Electoral Commission indicating that there was a vacancy because the clerk had been served by the order emanating from the High Court indicating that the court had ruled that there should be a rerun of the election in the Kpandai constituency. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that what you are being invited to rule on here today is whether the clerk erred in communicating to the Electoral Commission that a vacancy has occurred, and once a vacancy has occurred, that there should be a by-election in the Kpandai constituency. Mr. Speaker, especially your indication in your ruling that filing an appeal may elongate the period during which the member may be allowed to remain in the chamber. So, Mr. Speaker, that is basically what it is. That's all. Nothing really earth-shattering. And since morning, we've been having negotiations, discussions, and we said that we should come into the chamber, and since they have indicated their position, we should also indicate our position. Now, in a normal democracy, with normal Democrats, people who actually believe in democracy, you would imagine that they will have no issue with us having this discussion in open Parliament. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm not surprised that we have this character of parliamentarians representing the minority side, and they are insisting that they don't want the discussions held in open Parliament, that we should not be transparent about our arguments, that this side of the House should not be heard on this matter. And I have said it's not possible. No matter how much you chant, no matter how much noise you make, in fact, even if you come and stand on my seat here, I will still state my position so that the Speaker can give his ruling. So, Mr. Speaker, the issue before you is not to challenge your ruling. It is not to challenge your ruling, because your ruling was not even about what happens when one files an appeal. Your ruling was whether or not within the 7 days you could be called upon to remove the Member of Parliament from the chamber. If you recall, that was the main issue. And you ruled accordingly that by our CI 19, there is an automatic stay for 7 days. And so within that 7 days, the judgment could not be executed. The member will have a right to be in the chamber. But after the 7 days, then a execution will be triggered automatically. So that ruling you gave, but then you engage in a general discussion of, some legal matters, and then you said that, if he triggers his appeal rights, it may. I think that the contention is around your use of the word may, and having used the word may, their position is that once he had filed his appeal and filed his motion on notice trying to secure an interim injunction, then we should not have allowed the clerk to write the letter to the Electoral Commission. But my contention is that that was not the gravamen of your ruling. The gravamen of your ruling was basically to decide that on that day the honourable member should stay in the chamber or not. And you did rule that he could stay in the chamber. Now, the issue of whether or not when he files an appeal and when he files a motion on notice for interim injunction, whether that serves as an injunction is a completely different matter. And I drew attention to CI 132, which amended CI 19, and which in its terms is very clear that once judgment is given, when you file an appeal or a motion on notice for stay of execution, it does not automatically stay proceedings in the execution of that judgment. So, Mr. Speaker, this is what you are being called upon to decide, and unfortunately, I am surprised that our friends on the other side will not want this fact to be stated so that Ghanaians will know why they are in black. Ghanaians will know why they are wearing face masks. They don't want Ghanaians to identify them individually. They are wearing face masks. They are wearing face masks. They don't want Ghanaians to identify them. If you are ashamed of what you are doing, remove your face mask. If you are ashamed of what you are doing, then don't do it. If you have the courage to do them, don't wear face masks to do them. I'm not wearing a face mask. I am very confident. And I can assure you that I will not be distracted. You can say anything about Boku, I will not respond to you. You can say anything, I will not mind you. I will remain focused. I will let the Ghanaians know that you are only pretending to be Democrats. You are not Democrats. Because if you are Democrats, you will allow Ghanaians to hear what is it that you are fighting. But you don't want Ghanaians to hear the facts, because you know that the facts are not on your side. You are fighting for justice, but you don't want Ghanaians to know the facts on the basis that you are fighting for justice. How will the Speaker rule if the Speaker has not heard all sides of this matter? The Speaker cannot rule. That is why since morning my side has insisted that we will speak to the facts so that the Speaker can rule on the matter. And I am insisting that we will not allow this matter to be treated in secrecy. It must be treated in the full glare of the media. I want them to capture the facts based on which you are mounting your protest, so that Ghanaians will be the judges as to who actually is right in this matter. So, Mr. Speaker, basically, those are the facts. And I hear them talking about Boku. I will restrain myself today because His Royal Majesty, the Otumfuo, has indicated that he will bring the report on Boku on the 17th to present to His Excellency the President. When he presents his report to His Excellency, the President, we will see where the matter will end. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I thank you very much.
Honorable members, Honorable members, I believe the office of the official reports would have captured what the majority leader commented upon. Honorable members, I will have to, in the circumstances that we are in today, have access to what has been captured by the official reports, and I will come to the House to give a ruling in this matter. Honorable members, in the circumstances, I will want to urge the House to await my ruling and to allow us to proceed with the business of the House.
No way, 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 no way.
I'm reliably informed that this was an urgent statement that was made by the minority chief whip. And so I think this matter would have come under item 8. And being an urgent statement of public concern, the First Deputy Speaker granted leave after the indulgence of the House. And so the rules were properly applied. It means after item 8, subject to the convenience of the House, I want us to take item 9, which is at the commencement of public business. Item 9, presentation of papers. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, item 9A is request for tax waivers to be laid by the Minister for Finance. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Finance is not immediately available, and so I want to crave your indulgence for his deputy who is here, to lay item 9A.
Yes, minority. Honorable members, I thought I saw, honorable members, Minority Chief Whip was on his feet, so I have to listen to him. Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker.
You can get up.
They don't let me speak.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip.
Speaker, Speaker, my colleagues should bear me out. All the occasions that it matter, we had cooperated. If you're a man, speak into the microphone, and we'll reply you. So, you can say whatever you want to say. No, but let me make it very clear. You cannot scare me. You cannot scare me. Whatever I want to say, I'll say it. If you want to speak, rise up and catch the eye of the speaker. You cannot scare me. You can't. What can you do? Speaker, I'm saying that to the extent that since we started the consideration of the estimate, largely we have cooperated with our colleagues. Even where ministers are absent, where committee chairs are absent, we have cooperated and staged the needed compromise. Speaker, we've had enough for the day. And hence, we will call for an adjournment, a due and adjournment, and a deserving one, of course. We are calling for an adjournment because well, for the records, we want to make it very clear to you that you cannot scare anybody here. Now, until Kpandai is resolved, government business will suffer. Get away. Get it clear. Get it clear. Until Kpandai, I put it to you, that until Kpandai is resolved, government business is going to suffer. And from henceforth, you keep telling us you have 189, 185, and then 4 independent members. Go and marshal your numbers and come and do your business. Until Kpandai is resolved, we on this side will not cooperate. We are saying it again, we will not cooperate with you. Nobody's going anywhere. Well, we are not moving. We are not going anywhere. And so, Speaker, we have made that point, and we will continue to make this point. We are not obstructing government business. Now, we believe that governance is a continuum, and we must continue with government business. However, to the extent that you want to twist our hands. To the extent that you have conspired to twist our hands. I put it to you that government business will suffer. So, Mr. Speaker, we are not doing any business. We are not going to cooperate with you until Kpandai is resolved. And we are telling you this. Chief will get it. Government business will suffer, and you are going to suffer. And if you think we are going to go home, nobody is stepping out of this chamber. Nobody is moving out. So, Speaker, we have had enough for the day. We must deservedly adjourn. And then when we come tomorrow, we'll consider whether we'll do business with you or not.
Honorable members, I put the question. Those in favor of adjournment, say aye. Those against adjournment, say no. Honorable members, the noes have it. So, yes, Deputy Minority Whip.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 1513. Mr. Speaker, I rise under 1513. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I read Standing Order 1513. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 151. Mr. Speaker, Standing Order 151(3) states that a member may challenge the decision of the Speaker on the voice vote, and the Speaker shall determine whether to call for a head count or electronic vote. Mr. Speaker, in this case, we call for a head count.
Honorable Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure my colleague, Honorable Habib, is aware of the provisions of Order 154. Order 154 says that you cannot unnecessarily claim division. Mr. Speaker, you cannot unnecessarily claim for division. Mr. Speaker, it is obvious that this side has the numbers and we can continue to conduct business. I can understand that our friends on the other side have an issue that they want to bring to the attention of the nation. They have brought their issue to the attention of the nation. I have in my presentation to you been fair to both sides. I have really, in fact, made their case better than they could have made it themselves. So I'm sure Ghanaians know the basis of their protest. And I'm not running away from the basis of your protest. I don't easily run away. Mr. Speaker, the issue is that we have been prevented from conducting business the whole day as a result of the protest that they mounted. And we indulge them, we engage them. I presided over a meeting that lasted several hours trying to find an amicable way out of it. Because of that, we have not been able to touch any of the items under government business. And so I urge you, Mr. Speaker, that we proceed to deal with the items. Mr. Speaker, that is my
Honorable members, it is clear that the Deputy Minority Whip has challenged my decision on the voice vote. What is now left is for me to determine whether to call for head count or electronic vote. That decision lies in my bosom, and I will exercise it in favor of us continuing with the business, because I believe that the voice vote was very clear, and there was nothing wrong with my decision, and therefore we'll proceed with the business of the House. Honorable members, item 9. By the Minister for Finance.
Request for the waiver of import duties, import national health insurance levy, special import levy, value-added tax, get fund levy, ECOWAS levy, AU levy, and SM levy on the importation of vehicles with engine capacities of up to 2.70 cc for foreign service officers returning from imposting at Ghana mission abroad.
Honorable members, the request for the waiver of the duties, taxes, and levies are accordingly referred to the Committee on Finance for consideration and report to the House. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the item 9B is brought to this House by the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Mr. Speaker, the Deputy. Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs is in the chamber, so I want to crave your indulgence for the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs to lay item number 9B.
Honorable members, item 9B by the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Agreement under United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, on the conservation and sustainable use of marine biological diversity of areas beyond national jurisdiction.
Please, the Minister.
Honorable members, the said agreement has been accordingly presented to the House and is referred to the Committee on Foreign Affairs for consideration and report to the House. Yes, Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, item number 9C is by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Energy and Green Transition is unavoidably absent, and so I crave your indulgence for his deputy, the Deputy Minister for Energy and Green Transition, who is in the chamber, to lay the work program of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation on behalf the Deputy Minister for Lands, to lay the paper on behalf of the Minister for
Honorable members,
the Minister for Energy and Green Transition,
GNPC, for the year 2026.
Honorable members, item 9 9C. 9C.
Work program of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation (GNPC) for the year 2026.
Honorable members, the work program of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation for the year 2026 has been presented to the House and referred to the Committee on Energy for consideration and report to the House. Honorable members, we now move to item 25.
Mr. Speaker, we will now take item 25. Mr. Speaker, I crave your indulgence so that the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Yusuf, will move the motion, and then we can take the motion, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members,
Mr. Speaker, the chairman of the committee will move the motion.
Honorable members, item 26. Item 26 is supposed to be presented by the chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that this House adopt the report of the Committee on Lands and Natural Resources on the allocation of the sum of 2,108,555,490 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources for the year ending 31st December 2026. I so move.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yes, move.
Mr. Speaker, I like to second the members. Any seconder.
We will allow
any seconder.
The motion has been seconded, Mr. Speaker.
I rise to second the motion heavily moved by the chairman of the Committee of Lands and Natural Resources. And in doing so, Mr. Chairman, I want to call on this House to adopt this motion and pass the amount of money stated in this motion for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and its agencies. Thank you.
It's wrong.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House.
Mr. Speaker, I think you can put the question.
Honorable members, there be no consideration. I'll put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted. Yes. These are the views of the majority.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 18, which is the Ministry of Labor, Jobs and Employment. Mr. Speaker, so we'll take item number 18.
Honorable members, item 18. Motion. Chairman of the committee.
Okay. Yeah, I have it here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion, and he's moving. He has moving. You move it. You move it.
Mr. Speaker, I move that. Why did you put it up? Leave this one. Yeah, I move that. I move that this honorable house adopts the report of the Committee on the Employment, Labor, Relations and Pensions on the allocations of the sum 100,103,498 for the services of the Ministry of Labor, Jobs, Employment for the year 31st December 2026.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion, and doing so, present your committee's budget report. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Hamza Department.
Both the minority and the majority MPs pushing and pulling each other. There's a scaffold that is breaking on the floor now of Parliament as we speak. Both the majority and the minority MPs now pushing and pulling each other on the center of Parliament, and it's unclear how the marshals will resolve this, but you see the marshals there now standing watching what is happening. And for those who just watching, the minority MPs proceeded from their seats. They moved from their seats to the center of the floor in an attempt to distract the happenings. You see the majority MPs shouting push as they push the minority MPs to go back to their seats now. It's a scaffold that has broken between the two sides of the House. The members of Parliament from both sides pushing and pulling each other as the minority move from their seats in an attempt to distract the proceedings of the House. The majority rose to their feet. They will not take anything of a sort from the minority. They have moved to make sure that the minority occupies their seat, go back to their seat, and allow the business of the House to proceed, allow the Parliament to proceed with their business. Before what we are seeing now, the majority was proceeding with a business. A number of reports have been laid. The Lands Committee have laid a report calling for the allocation to the Lands Ministry to be adopted. The Speaker went on to adopt that, and they were proceeding with other reports of the House. And the minority were still chanting, calling for the proceedings of the House to come to a halt. The majority and the Speaker will not take any of that. And at a point, some few minutes ago, they all moved from their seats to occupy the center of the House in an attempt to prevent the proceedings to continue. As we speak, they are mingling among each other. It's unclear what happens to the provisions of the House that bars members from crossing over to the other side, which we call, carpet crossing. It's unclear what happens to that provision of the House now, and whether the Speaker will be pronouncing on that. You see the marshals in the midst of the MPs trying to separate them and encourage them to take a seat. At a point now, both minority and majority MPs are hugging each other. It looks like they have understood, come to a consensus now. You see MPs from the minority hugging MPs from the majority, and it's unclear whether the minority will resume their seat, but the indication they're giving now is that they would continue to occupy the space in the middle of the House. They will not be retreating to their seat. They are continuing with a chant in protest to make their protest stand. You see there, the majority leader, Mahama Yariga, still reading to the Speaker, indicating that the proceedings of the House must continue. The business of the House must continue. Al-Hassan Suhini there also indicating to the table office to give audience to the majority leader Mahama Yariga and listen to him, hear from him as he moves for more reports to be taken. More report from the committees should be taken and approved as the House makes an attempt to adopt the report of the committees and approve the allocations of the finance minister to the various ministries. That is what the majority are still trying to push now, as the minority still occupy the center of the floor. You see the marshals now have built a wall around the minority, trying to prevent them from proceeding any further. The marshals of the House have built a human wall around the minority, preventing them from making any further step to distract the proceedings of the House. You see there, Honorable John Dubello also moving to the center of the floor, appealing to the minority to occupy their seat. The marshals have indicated to him that they are on top of the issues. They are on top of the issues, and that he should resume his seat. He has retreated now. The Deputy Lands Minister and MP for Bamboy, Honorable Yusuf Suleimana, also urging his members to calm down and take their seats, and that the business of the House will proceed regardless what the minority is doing now. The minority have now resolved to stay on their feet now in the middle of the floor of Parliament. The banging of the table is still continuing as they continue their protest against the proceedings, the business of the House from continuing against the majority executing the business of government on the floor. There was scuffle between the two sides, the majority pushing the minority in to resume their seat, preventing them from distracting the proceedings of the House. The minority would refuse. They will not budge to that. They are occupying the middle of the floor of the House as part of their protest. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, is trying every means possible to get some order to the floor so that the proceedings can progress. For those just joining us, Parliament some few minutes ago was in chaos as both sides of the House engaged in exchange of words and pushing and pulling of each other to register their protest as the minority moved to occupy the center of the House. But as we speak,
has been moved and seconded Since there is no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no.
Item number 19.
Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted.
No, 19. You have to repeat it. Where's the minister? She come. No, he says that he didn't put the question.
Of the Committee on Employment, on Labor, Jobs and Employment and Pensions, on the allocations of the sum of 26,648,670 Ghana cedis for the services of the National Labour Commission for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, so move.
Where is the chairman? Come back here. Where's the chairman?
Honorable members, I heard the motion being moved. The one who seconded the motion, I don't know who has seconded the motion. Please, you have not disclosed who you are. Who seconded the motion?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I am the Vice Chairman of the committee, and in seconding the motion, my name. I'm the Vice Chairman of the committee. My name is Isaac Ashai Odampton. In seconding the motion, I present the report and ask the House to approve I ask the Hansard to capture the entire report as though it's been read and call on the House to approve the sum indicated in the report. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House.
Mr. Speaker, you may put the question.
Honorable members, I put the question. Those in favor of motion item 19 on the order paper, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Mr. Speaker, if we can take motion number 30. Motion number 30.
Honorable members, motion number 3030.
Mr. Speaker,
moved by the chairman of the committee.
Where's the chairman? Where's the chairman? Okay, chairman, okay.
Defense and Interior. Defense and Interior.
No, come here. Just say motion number 30. Read it. Just read the whole thing.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that this honorable House adopt the report of the committee. No, this is Committee on Defense and Interior on the allocation of the sum of 10 million.
It's trying to overpower now. You see a number of majority MPs now still coming to help the marshals of the House to push in the minority. More majority MPs are now coming to push back the minority to occupy their seats now, and also degenerating into another scene of chaos on the floor of Parliament. And total chaos, total breakdown of order here on the floor of Parliament. Looks like looks like a scuffle between the minority MP, Honorable Stephen, who they popularly call Speaker, Stephen Amwa, there in a scuffle with another minority MP. They nearly exchange blows between each other on the floor of Parliament. This is total breakdown of law and order here on the floor of Parliament. None of the MPs will listen to the Speaker. At every now and then, an MP just flew into the air. The document on the table of the clerk of the House, the document at the table office was just thrown into the air, and there seems not to be any end to this now, as there is consistent break of chaos on the floor of the legislature, signaling a total breakdown of law and order on the floor of Parliament. At a point, they engage in this, and in the next moment, you see them hugging and smiling at each other. There is another attempt now to still push back the minority. Two MPs, an MP and a marshal of the floor, are heckling each other there on the floor of Parliament, at the center of the floor of Parliament. Such a day for the parliamentary democracy. Total breakdown of law and order in the House now. Intermittently, you see the minority and the majority heckling each other. The majority and the marshals of the House trying to push back the minority. But while this is ongoing, the House continue. The majority side of the House, led by the majority leader, Mahama Yariga, continue to prosecute government business on the floor. That is happening at the background. A number of reports are being taken from the committees approving budget allocations to the various ministries, while the marshals as well as the Speaker continue to try and get some order to the floor of the House amid the consistent and the prolonged protest by the minority side of the House. Honorable Stephen Amwa, Speaker, is still exchanging words with the majority MP there, and the two of them doing verbal exchange at each other. At a point, it nearly escalated into fisticuffs between Honorable Speaker and the majority MP there. At every point and time, you see a paper being flown from the minority side onto the floor of the House in the face of the majority and the marshals of the House. Total breakdown of law and order in the floor of Parliament. The minority whip, the leadership of the minority don't seem to have a hold of the situation. At a point, they would appeal to their members to calm down and take their seat. The minority members would have nothing of the appeals from their leadership. At another point, you see the leadership themselves joining in the protest. As we speak now, total breakdown of law and order. There seems not to be any leadership on the floor of the House, especially on the minority side. You see there, Honorable Habib Idrisu, the first deputy whip, now signaling to his minority members to move forward and occupy the stage even more. He is now signaling to his second deputy whip, Jerry Ahmed, to whip his members on to occupy the floor of the House, the middle of the floor of Parliament, in order to continue with their protest. And it doesn't seem that this will go anywhere anytime soon. And you see the former Minister of Interior, Dominic Nitiwu, walking out of the house now. There's another push and pull there in the middle of the floor of Parliament. The marshals trying to push in the minority to occupy their seat. While that theater is unfolding at the left side of the Speaker, the majority is busily executing the business of government on the right-hand side of the Speaker. They are not having anything at all. The Speaker himself will not make any ruling on this. He is allowing the business of the House to proceed without any hindrance. Total breakdown of law and order on the floor of Parliament, where the minority, as part of effort to oppose or register their protest against the declaration of Kpandai seat vacant, have been chanting patriotic songs, have been chanting songs in protest of that, hailing placards with various inscriptions, drumming home their protest, calling for Parliament to withdraw that communication to the Electoral Commission, ordering the Electoral Commission to go ahead with the by-election in Kpandai constituency, following that declaration of the High Court, annulling the result of the 2024 general elections. And that is what has been happening. At a point, the minority would push to have a space in the center of Parliament to distract Parliament and the majority from carrying on with their business execution. But the majority will not have any of that. The Speaker is not looking at the side of the minority at all, as he's focused on the majority executing their business. More and more report of committees is being adopted at this point. Just another report has been adopted, and another motion has been adopted, and another approval has been given. It is so difficult to hear which exact ministries report or budget allocations are being approved as we speak, but I can tell you that the majority is executing their business as we speak. Another chairman of a committee is now being invited to present another report of the committee, which definitely will be the report of the committee on the finance minister's allocation to that particular committee, to that particular ministry, trying
the minister, come and move them. Is it minister? This is the report of the chairman. No. The minister will move 23. Then the chairman will just close the mic. Get them so that she can.
Mr. Speaker, I pray that this honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism on the allocation of the sum of 844,541,234 for the services of the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry for the year ending 31st December 2026. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Mr. Speaker, as the chair arrives to second the motion as the chairman of the committee, in doing so, I present the committee's report, and I urge the Hansard department to capture the report in its entirety, as if it was read word to word. Mr. Speaker, I urge the House to adopt this report and approve the sum of 844,541,243 cedis for the Ministry of Trade to carry out its activities for the year 2026 financial year. Thank you so much. I so submit, Mr. Speaker. Minister is on his feet. Speaker is on his feet. Everybody, sit down. Please go to your seats. Go to your seats, please. Please.
Honorable members, motion number 23 has been moved and seconded. It's for the consideration of the House. Honorable
Mr.
members,
Speaker, you may put the question.
There being no further consideration, I put the questions. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is carried.
I cannot get access. So which 21? Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 21. That's the Finance Committee.
Honorable members, item 21 on the order paper. Motion. Chairman of the committee.
Move it in the chairman.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that item number 21 on today's order paper be taken. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
So committee, come and second. You can go back to the seat.
Honorable members, who moved the motion?
Come and second.
I didn't get the name of the person who moved the motion.
He has moved it. Yeah, he has moved. So just second.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Who moved the motion? Who moved the motion? Please, let's capture it properly. Who moved the motion?
Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Minister for Finance moved the motion so that the chairman of Finance Committee will second and present the report of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion whilst I present your committee's report. I call the House Department to capture the entire report as having been read to approve the sum of 4,671,386,737 Ghana cedis. Resources submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, there being no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, we'll take item number 17. Item number 17. Motion number 17, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, item 17, motion, chairman of the committee.
Move the motion and then present the report. Don't press it. Just go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. I wish to move that this House... I move that this House adopts this motion numbered 17 on today's order paper, that the Honorable House approves a sum of 3,037,594 Ghana cedis, 607 cedis for the services of the Ministry of Food, Agriculture for the year ending 31st December 2026. I so move, Mr. Speaker. And in moving, Mr. Speaker, allow me to present your committee's report. I invite, Mr. Speaker, with your leave, for Hansard to capture
the full content of this report as if it was read in its entirety. Mr. Speaker, a lot has been done, and so I wish to move that the House accordingly, the committee accordingly recommends that this House adopts its report to approve the sum of 3,037,594,607 Ghana cedis. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion. Thank you.
Motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, there be no further consideration. I proceed to put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 15. The estimate for the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Item number 15. What's your chairperson?
Honorable members, motion 1515 on the order paper. Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to move the motion that an amount of 255,127,941 cedis be approved for the programs and activities of the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts and its agencies for the 2026 financial year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
No, in moving, you are presenting the report.
In moving this report, in moving this motion, I present the report of the committee, and I urge the Hansa department to capture the report in its entirety, as if it was read word by word.
Thank you. Get up. Get up. Get up. Second. Get up. Don't worry. Get up. Second. Why?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the motion has been moved and seconded.
Occupy the stage that is occupied by the Speaker of the floor of Parliament, and the marshals have moved in now to prevent the members from proceeding to the podium where the Speaker is sitting. That is what the minority want to do now. They want to move in on the Speaker to occupy the podium where the Speaker is sitting, and the marshals of the House have now moved in to block them from that attempt. It is unclear why the minority would want to move in on the Speaker and what exactly their intent are moving close to the Speaker. The marshals have moved into action now to prevent them from moving in on the Speaker. They have now staged, and they are now standing right at the staircase to the podium where the Speaker is, insisting to be granted access to move in to where the Speaker is. The Marshal of Parliament have also moved in the last few minutes to take possession of the maze of the House. He is holding that close to himself to prevent anybody from possessing that. The marshals have sprung into action now, forming human walls, holding hands to prevent the minority from proceeding any further. But I must tell you that while this is happening on the left side of the Speaker, the majority are continuing to execute the business of the House on the right-hand side of the Speaker with full attention and cooperation of the Speaker of the House, Alban Bagbin. More papers are being thrown from the minority side of the House to the majority side of the House in an attempt to distract them from proceeding with the execution of the business of the House as we speak, but the majority will not budge to that. You see another chairman of a committee still proceeding with that, reading the committee's report on allocations to the ministry. The Speaker is calling for secondment of that. That motion has been seconded now, and it looks like another allocation to another ministry is going to be approved as we speak, while the minority continues with their protest still on their feet. Just a while ago, the lighting on the floor of the House is going off now. It is unclear whether there is a light out on the floor or it is the minority or someone trying to put the light out on the floor of the House. The light has been restored now and proceedings are ongoing. The minority is still in protest while the majority is continuing to execute the business of the House. A number of allocations have been approved. Some over 800 million Ghana cedis have been approved for the Ministry of Trades, Industry and Agribusiness a while ago. Over 3 billion Ghana cedis have been approved for the Ministry of Agri as well, and other ministries' approvals have been executed in the few minutes past now, as the minority continues to establish their protest against what is happening. A number of them have now pitched camp at the podium now, trying to get access to the seat of the Speaker. Unclear what they want to do, but the marshals have successfully prevented them from occupying that side of Parliament, getting close to the Speaker as the...
Don't touch it. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Enezer Rinogbe. I rise to move that motion number 29 on today's order paper, page 13, be moved today. Mr. Speaker, in so doing, I present to approve the sum of 622,627,978 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Sports and Recreation for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, in so doing, I present your committee's report, and I urge the Hansa Department to capture the entire report as if same have been read in its entirety. Whilst the committee recommends that this Honorable House approve an allocation of 580,424,413 Ghana cedis for the Ministry of Sports and Recreation for the 2026 fiscal year. I so moved, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, motion seconded.
Honorable members, I didn't hear the person who seconded the motion.
Minister for Sports. So your name and then Minister for Sports.
Mr. Speaker, Kofi Adams, the Minister for Sports and Recreation, seconded the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House.
Mr. Speaker, you may put the question.
Honorable members, there being no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, let's take item number 20 for the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment for the year ending 31st December 2026. The chairman of the committee is here.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that motion number 20 on today's order paper, page 12, be moved today for the House to adopt the report of the Committee on Youth and Sports on the allocation of the sum of 1,621,252,590 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Youth and Development and Empowerment for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I submit your committee's report. In doing so, I present the committee's report and I urge the Hansa Department to capture the report, the entire report, as if same have been read in its entirety. Whilst your committee recommend that 1,621,252,519 Ghana cedis for the Ministry of Youth Development and Empowerment for the 2026 fiscal year be approved. I so submit. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, any seconder?
Honorable Speaker, I rise to second the motion on behalf of the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment. Now, this motion so moved is seconded. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion has been moved and seconded. It's for the consideration of the House.
Mr. Speaker, you may put the question.
There be no further consideration. I put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted.
Mr. Speaker, item number 24. Item number 24. Mr. Speaker, item number 24.
Honorable members, item 24, motion. Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on Independent Constitutional Bodies on the allocation of the sum of 99,755,648 Ghana cedis for the services of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, my name is Isaac Ashai Odampton, a member of the committee. I rise to second the motion and to present your committee on independent constitutional bodies report for the House to adopt and to approve the sum. But may I urge the Hansa Department to capture the entire report as if the same was fully read in its entirety. I so move.
Second.
Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you.
Motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. I proceed to put the question. Those in support of the adoption of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the motion is accordingly adopted.
34. Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 34, motion number 34, for the services of the Minister of Interior.
Motion number 34 at age 14 of the order paper. Chairman of the committee.
Move and present your report.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity to move motion number 34, that this House adopts the report of the Joint Committee on Defense and Interior and Security and Intelligence on the allocation of the sum of 12,577,977 for the services of the Ministry of the Interior for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I present your committee's report, and as I go through, I want Hazard Department to capture the report has been entirely read, and I go straight away, Mr. Speaker, to the conclusion and recommendation. In view of the critical role that the security services play in promoting peace and enforcement, we comment that the House approved the sum of 12,577,977. That is 12,577,077,977 for the implementation of the program activities of the Ministry of Interior and its agencies for the fiscal year 2026. Respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, in a second.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion. Thank you. Honourable Telabi, Deputy Minister.
Honourable members, motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Honourable members,
Mr. Speaker, you may put your question.
There being no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 26. Okay, so move it and present it. 26.
Right Honourable Speaker, my name is Kofi Akunoku. I'm the Vice Chair of the Economy and Development Committee. Right Honourable Speaker, I move for the motion number 26 on order paper 13 to be adopted by this House. And in so doing, Honourable Speaker, I present the report. Yes, we made NDPC, and right Honourable Speaker, all the support we need to give to the Commission to succeed is crucial. And right Honourable Speaker, in doing so, I wish to plead that the House adopts the report as if it was read in its entirety, and then approve the amount of 48,929,740 Ghana cedis. I so move, right Honourable Speaker.
In a second.
Mr. Speaker, Richmond Adam Potosu is my name. I rise to second the motion.
Honourable members, motion moved and seconded. It's for the consideration of the House. There being no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion say aye.
Mr. Speaker, you may put the question.
Those against say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Move the motion. Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 12, the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Item number 12.
Honourable members, item 1 to 12. Motion, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the motion that this House adopt the report of the Committee on Information and Communication on the allocation of a sum of
1,255,121,769 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations for the year ending 31st December 2026.
And in doing so, I want Hamza to capture the entire...
Honorable members, any second.
Mr. Speaker, in doing so, I want Hamza to capture the report as read. Thank you.
Come a second.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. Thank you. I'm Mohamed Adams, the Deputy Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, and I rise to second the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded. It's for the consideration of the House. I proceed to put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
11. Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 11. The allocation for the services of the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition for the year ending 31st December 2026.
Honorable members, motion 1111. Chairman of the committee.
Just read this one. Just read it. Just read it. Read out. Go ahead, read it. Go ahead, read it. Can you read? Let's read what is written there.
Yes, that this Honorable House adopt the report of the Committee on
Report of the committee.
Yes, committee. Yes, report of the energy report of the Energy Committee for the sum of 3,938,542,545 on the allocation of the services of the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition for the year ending 31st December 2026. In doing so, I want the Hansa report. I want the Hansa to capture the report as fully read. Thank you. As so moved.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion.
Honorable members, motion number 11 has been moved and seconded. It's for the consideration of the House. There being no further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
So no item left. No item left. We're done? Any other item? Which one? Where is it?
Yes, leader.
Is it Mr.
Majority leader.
We will talk about a report here.
It's not there. It's not there. No, it's not there.
Yes, majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 22. Item number 22. I will move the motion on behalf of the chairman of the committee. And then the Minister for Government Communication will second the motion. Mr. Speaker, I move that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on Public Administration and State Interests on the allocation of the sum of 1,448,978 Ghana cedis for the services of the office of the government machinery for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, in moving the motion, I wish to present the report of the committee. I urge Hansa Department to capture the committee report as if its entirety has been fully read in this House. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion.
I so second.
I so second.
My name.
Honorable members.
Felix Kwache Ofosu, Minister for Government Communications.
Honorable members, motion has been moved and seconded for the consideration of the House. In the absence of any further consideration, I put the question. Those in favor of the adoption of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
Mr. Speaker, we will take item number 32. The chairman here. Yeah, chairman.
Mr. Speaker, I am the Vice Chair of the committee. My name is James Enu. Mr. Speaker, I move that this Honorable Court adopt the report of the Committee on Constitutional and Legal Affairs on the allocation of the sum of 677,200,937 cedis for the services of the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice for the year ending 31st December 2026. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. What is your problem? 32.
Motion number 32 has
been approved. Oh, okay. It was approved what time? 8. It was not.
It was the legal. It was the legal aid commission.
Legal aid commission.
This is the ministry.
Yeah, this is the ministry itself. Yes.
Madam,
this is the ministry itself. What we did was legal aid commission. They said 33.
33.
What we did was legal aid commission.
All right, Mr. Speaker. Come and move. Just read the motion on behalf of Minister of Which Personnel Second. Which one? Mr. Speaker, we'll take item number 33. 33. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice is not here, so we'll have the Minister for Sports and Recreation to move the motion on his behalf, Mr. Speaker.
Motion number 33.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I rise to move this motion. That number 33, that this Honorable House adopt the report of the Committee on Judiciary in the allocation of the sum of 1,098,136,900 for the services of the Judiciary and Judicial Service for the year ending 31st December 2026. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Bring it.
Any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that this Honorable House adopts the report of the Committee on Judiciary on the allocation of the sum of 1,098,136,900 Ghana cedis for the services of the Judiciary and Judicial Service for the year ending 31st December 2026. And in doing so, Mr. Speaker, I wish to present the report of your committee. I want Mr. Speaker, hands out to capture the report as having been duly read. Mr. Speaker, I so second the motion.
Motion moved and seconded is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, I put the question. Those in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no.
Now we cannot. Yeah.
Honorable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted.
The records. Mr. Speaker, we want to lay some papers. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, if we can go back to item number 9D. 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 Delta. D as in Delta.
Michael. Mike.
Laying the report. We're just laying the report.
Honorable members, we are back to item 9,
Chairman, where's the chairman?
presentation of papers 9D.
D.
By the chairman of the committee.
So bow.
Report of the Finance Committee on the indicative debt treatment menus between the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, and individual commercial lenders for the restructuring of the outstanding commercial debt of $2.7 billion United States dollars.
Honorable members, the report of the Finance Committee has been accordingly presented to the House and for distribution to all members.
Which item? We're done. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to thank my friends in the minority. Their action has enabled a very speedy approval of the various estimates of the various agencies and the reports. We thank them very much for their non-involvement. It has enabled us to move with dispatch and to approve all our estimates. Mr. Speaker, we have concluded business for the day, and given that we have exceeded 5 hours, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you very much for the manner in which you have steered affairs in this House today, in spite of the effort to undermine the execution of government business. You have kept the ship moving, and we have been able successfully to approve all the estimates that we scheduled to approve today. Mr. Speaker, I want to ensure the general public and the Ghanaian population that this side of the House, the NDC side of the House, will continue to uphold the tenets of democracy. Mr. Speaker, we have the numbers. We could have done certain things, but we know that this Fourth Republican Constitution is a product of the National Democratic Congress. Mr. Speaker, no constitution in the history of Ghana has lasted and endured the way that this Fourth Republican Constitution has endured. David succeeded was because Goliath allowed him to lure him to use the tools tools that David was more adept at using. Mr. Speaker, I could have used my numbers. I could have used my numbers to vanquish this small minority. But if I had fallen into their trap, I would not have succeeded in approving my estimates. So I refused to use their tools. And Mr. Speaker, I applied wisdom. And that is why I can now confidently say that the NDC has been successful today. Mr. Speaker, the target date for the passage of the appropriation will be met by this House. We will pass the appropriation on the date that we are determined to pass it. Mr. Speaker, and I want to assure my friends on the other side that today that we understand their issue. They are protesting about the letter from the clerk to the Electoral Commission. Mr. Speaker, we will all await your ruling on that matter. We will await your conclusion on that matter. I believe, as you have always done, that your ruling will be fair and it will be based on the law, and whoever is right in this matter, Mr. Speaker, will accordingly pronounce. Mr. Speaker, let me thank you so much. Thank you so much for your leadership today. And Mr. Speaker, I ordinarily will not thank citizens who are sitting in the gallery and observing us. I ordinarily will not do so. But Mr. Speaker, when your forces in the chamber are confronted with a battle, they need their general, and our general is here. So I highly commend the national chairman of the party, General Aseidu Nketia, who is here to give this side of the House the moral support and encouragement for us to execute the task of the House. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Honourable members, I will proceed to adjourn the House to tomorrow. I take it that the House will prefer I take it that the House will prefer that we resume sitting at 12 in the noon, 12 tomorrow, 12 or 2. At what time? 12 or 2? 12.
Mr. Speaker, 12 o'clock. 12 at noon.
Honourable members, the House is accordingly adjourned to tomorrow at
at 12 noon. The House is adjourned.
So finally, Parliament has adjourned for today, Tuesday, after the majority have successfully processed or prosecuted their business before the House, even amid the continuous chaos and protests by the minority of the House in an attempt to disrupt the business of the House. The majority have been able to successfully, after all the chaos, in the midst of all the chaos, been able to do what they have to do. Oh, you see the majority leader, Mahama Yariga, in a handshake with these leaders from the minority now, and they are interacting among each other as we speak now, and it's quite an interesting one. And as we speak, the national chairman of the NDC is making his way out of Parliament, and he doesn't speak. He will not speak to the media. We'll be trying to get some reactions from the minority on what has happened this afternoon in the course of today, as they tried to register their displeasure, as they tried to, in an attempt to disrupt the proceedings of the House, to register their discontent about Parliament's decision to.
Colleague James Aveji there, just giving us a wrap of what transpired on the floor of Parliament. If you just tune in, we've seen chaotic scenes on the floor of Parliament. A melee erupted earlier when the minority abandoned their seats and marched to the center of the chamber in their desperate attempt to stop the Speaker from proceeding with the business for today. Two key things happened. The Speaker ruled on two key issues. One, on the Kpandai seat, the minority raised concerns about the declaration of that seat vacant. They want that decision to be rescinded by the House. The majority leader took his time on the floor to explain his side of things from his side of the House. That went on while he was being heckled by the minority on the floor of Parliament. The Speaker of Parliament, having listened to his side of what happened, said he would refer his ruling to a later date when he didn't say. And then the majority leader went on to push for more to be done in terms of business of the day. I can see James Aveji is on the ground interacting with someone. Let's go live.
Even the mace was not placed when they were passing the motions. It was illegal. Even the Speaker had to be guarded. Even the majority have to be guarded. That the chamber was divided. That the marshal office and security have to be there for it to pass. This is a disgrace to our democracy. It is something that has never happened in the parliamentary democracy, and it is something that is very shameful to the majority side. That you need to pass your motions, you need to pass your budget. That we have security personnel who are in the chamber guiding and safeguarding the Speaker before such things have been passed.
I understand that you, as far as the minority is concerned, no business has been conducted on the floor.
As far as the majority and minority we are concerned, there is no single business that has happened today, because the parliamentary proceeding, you have been covering parliamentary proceedings. Have you ever seen that they have taken the mace from its original position while parliamentary business is on? The mace is the symbol of authority to Parliament. So when it is out of where it is, that means that there's no authority of Parliament. And anything that has happened is illegal. It has never happened. From 1992, they have never passed a motion in Parliament where they have taken the mace from its original position. It has never happened that the marshal to Parliament, it is guiding the maize whilst motions are being passed. This is an illegality. This is a disgrace to our parliamentary process.
Very finally, if you get the Hansards of proceedings today and you see business being conducted, what will your side of the house do?
Oh, we will advise ourselves because we know that it is very illegal. It has never happened. It's shameful for our democracy. And even you media men, have you ever one day see that the maize is taken from its original position whilst parliamentary proceedings? What's the essence of the maize? The maize is the symbol of authority to parliament. When the maize is standing still, it means that we are doing our businesses. It's only at consideration stage that it is tilted to relax the rules. At this stage, the rules was not relaxed. The maize was taken, and it is illegal. And we advise our
continue tomorrow with this process.
Oh, continue? Definitely. Our protest was very simple. Our protest was to the effect that the letter the clerk wrote to the Electoral Commission was illegal. The Speaker had made a ruling to say that, and Hansard have captured it on the 27th of November, that if they file a process in court, it means that the member is still a member of Parliament. When the statement was made, per our rules understanding order 93.1, when statements are made, there's no response to the statement. You comment on statement, and standing order 93 say that you may comment, but you are not to respond to the statement. So what we are saying, we have stated it, and tomorrow we know that other things will be going. We will advise ourselves what is going to happen.
Thank you. And so you have the first deputy majority whip, Habib Idrisu there. They insisting that as far as they are concerned, no business has been transacted on the floor today. Honorable, let's go this way. I'm told the Speaker is coming, and so we need to make way for the Speaker. But I have with me the MP for Southton, Honorable Maxwell Lukuto. I saw you also in the midst of the push and pull trying to, what were you trying to do? Maintain law and order on the floor?
Yes, because we realized that the minority, after all the charade, decided that they want to disrupt the whole process. And so we have government business to conduct. And so we felt that we have to protect the maize, we have to protect the Speaker, because the number of marshals we have in the House are not enough to match their numbers. And so we felt that as people who believe in democracy, we need to protect the law and keep order. And so we're helping the marshals to ensure that there was law and order in the House.
There are those who think, especially observers, believe that what happened on the floor today is quite shameful and shouldn't have happened. Does the majority also have to get into the chaos and do what we saw on the floor today?
No, but the point is that why do they think that they have to hold everybody to ransom, the whole country to ransom? When we came to the House, the first thing they did was that they made a statement. The minority chief whip made a statement. And after that, the majority leader is supposed to also respond, and they said they will not allow him to do same. Which democracy thrives on, if it is not my way, then there's no way. Okay. It doesn't work like that. I don't think that we should allow this kind of thing to happen, especially when Ghanaians have voted overwhelmingly and given power to NDC. I don't see why somebody just that number to feel that they can hold everybody to ransom. We're giving the mandate to rule, and so we must do. And so we just ensure that whatever Ghanaians have handed over to us, we ensure that it is maintained and order it's brought to the House. There should be civility, and the Speaker is the leader of the House. He says that this is the way we should conduct business, and you say once I speak, nobody else will speak. Who does that? It doesn't happen in any civilized democracy. And the far we have come, we shouldn't be allowing some of these things to be happening. I don't think we should. We will not allow them to take us for a ride. If we do that, it means we are sleeping on our arse, and Ghanaians will not be happy with us.
Do I get the impression that the minority will meet the same force from the majority if what we saw today persists tomorrow?
No, they will meet greater force, because if you share our numbers, we'll match them 2-1. And so if they want, they should come. We are ready for them. We will not allow them to disrupt government business. That's why we will not allow. Because we have a timeline within which we have to pass appropriations and ensure that next year everything that we have budgeted for runs. And so why will they take us for granted? Kpandai is just a seat. Many other seats were rerun. There were by-elections in a lot of constituencies, and seats were rerun. What is special about Kpandai that everybody have to be held to ransom? No, we will not agree to that.
Thank you. And that's Honorable Maxwell Lukuto. He is the MP for Southton. Earlier, we heard the first deputy minority whip, Honorable Habib Idrisu, there. As far as the minority is concerned, the proceedings of today, there has not been the execution of any government business as far as they are concerned, and they said they would make sure that whatever happens on the floor of Parliament is annulled because the maize has not been in position to validate whatever has happened on the floor. We can listen to the MP for Old Tafo, Honorable Vincent Kwasefua, also giving his mind on what has.
There is an automatic 7 days. With 7 days, there should be a stay of execution. This is what the rules of court says. The rules of court is very clear on that. After the 7 days, and there is any application or whatsoever, the application should operate as a stay of execution. The application should be 1 for an appeal and 2 for a stay of execution. This is what the Speaker of Parliament said on page 4 of the Hansard, 27th of November Hansard. In fact, I've put it on my social media wall. That page 4, you are going to see the full ruling of the Speaker of Parliament. So it beats my imagination for the Speaker of Parliament to now turn around from his own ruling just 2 weeks after to now say that the Clerk of Parliament should write a letter to the Electoral Commission for the Electoral Commission to conduct elections within the next 30 days. That is not justice.
The clerk is mandated by the law to do such, to declare a seat vacant.
Which law?
The Constitution.
It's not true. I am suggesting to you that when there is a judgment, I am not the one saying it. The court, the rules of court says that is the CI 19. With that CI 19, it was reiterated by the Speaker himself. And I am suggesting to you that go and read the 27th of November 2025 Hansard. The full ruling of the Speaker of Parliament is there. He said that when the judgment is given, that's within that 7 days, there's stay of execution, automatic stay of execution, whether there's an application or not, there's a stay of execution. Then after the 7 days, if there is no application, then you can now execute the judgment. But when there is an application for stay of execution or an application for an appeal, what that means is that should operate as a stay of execution. I am not the one saying it. The Speaker of Parliament said it, and I've referred
That's
you.
actually captured in the CI Rule 19.
And the Speaker of Parliament, yes, and the Speaker of Parliament actually reiterated same in his ruling. So I am saying, on what basis did the Speaker of Parliament now direct the Clerk of Parliament for the Clerk of Parliament to now write to the EC to conduct elections within 30 days.
Honorable, if you listen to the justification from the majority leader when he made his presentation, he was of the view that 7 days has expired after the Speaker's directive, and that the decision to forward that directive to the EC is now validated by if you count from the 1st December that the Speaker has given, by 8th of December, that 7 days has expired, which is the reason he wrote the letter.
Have you worked with Parliament as a parliamentary correspondent? When there is a ruling from the Speaker of Parliament and you disagree as a leader, what do? You come by way of a motion. Simplicity. You don't need any constitutional lawyer to tell you this. I am saying that forget about the substance of the argument. As soon as the Speaker of Parliament gives a ruling on the floor of Parliament, what do? If you disagree, you come by way of a substantive motion to say that, Mr. Speaker, I disagree with your ruling, and for that matter, I am asking you to review your own ruling. In the absence of that, you cannot say that you disagree. And I'm also suggesting to you that the Speaker of Parliament had no right to now direct the Clerk of Parliament after his own ruling that has been captured in the 27th of November Hansard, that is official report, to now say that, Mr. Clerk, write to the Electoral Commission and now go and make sure that the Electoral Commission will conduct elections within 30 days. This is kangaroo.
But what next from here?
I am saying that we are going to have a sustained resistance, at least for the next 1 week or 2 weeks. That sustained resistance is to draw, or if you like, drum home argument that we practice a constitutional supremacy. We practice rule of law. We do not practice an individual telling us that he is supreme, or if you like, a one-party state. This is all part of the agenda to entrench John Mahama's third-term agenda. It will not happen.
What right do you have?
And there you have it. The Member of Parliament for Old Tafo, Honorable Vincent Kwasefua, there. Chairman, we are curious. What brought you to Parliament this afternoon, this evening? Chairman, what brought you here?
Thank you.
Chairman Asedu Nketia, or the national chairman of the NDC, will not speak to us, but he's been here in the past 30 minutes, made his way to the floor of Parliament, sat in the public gallery as the proceeding is ongoing. Just past is the clerk to Parliament, who signed that letter, which has become the bone of contention between the minority and the majority. For our listeners who just joined in, briefly, there's been chaos on the floor of Parliament. The minority has, from the start of proceedings, began protesting the Parliament's decision to declare Kpandai seat vacant in the letter from the Clerk of Parliament to the Electoral Commission, calling for a rerun or by-election of the Kpandai constituency parliamentary election. They protested, they chanted on the floor, they banged the desk in Parliament in an attempt to disrupt the proceedings. The First Deputy Speaker, who was in the seat, was not able to bring them under control. They went on a long break. When they came back, the calm still could not be restored on the floor of Parliament. Speaker Alban Bagbin has to do a substitution with the First Deputy Speaker to take the position to take the chair. He also did not succeed in bringing that calm to the proceedings, and it led to more chaos. The minority moved from their chairs in an attempt to disrupt the proceedings. They occupied the center of the floor, pushed back by the marshals, helped by the majority members. But in the midst of all of those chaos, the majority have been able to transact their businesses successfully. A number of committee reports have been laid, and a number of allocations to some ministries have been approved successfully. As far as the minority is concerned, no business has been transacted because the maize was moved from its position. The big position is that they will continue this from tomorrow and the days coming. And so we look forward to that. It's been a long day in Parliament here in Accra. I am James Savaji for Joy News.
Thank you so much, James. It's been quite a day for us here, just looking at what panned out on the floor of Parliament. We'll look forward to what will transpire tomorrow. The minority, they've made it clear that they do not recognize the business that was conducted on the floor of Parliament today. The majority went on to conduct business with the Speaker, looking on as chaos erupted on the floor of Parliament. We look forward to tomorrow's sitting at 12 p.m. and we're bringing you that live here on the Joy News channel. My name is Faustina Savo. It's been a pleasure doing this with you. Have a pleasant evening as you enjoy the rest of our programs.